And from what I understand about your experience, because you've been doing this for almost 30 years, you've done the whole lending side, the underwriting side. I mean, so you've really dabbled in a lot of that. Can you kind of talk a little bit more about that as far as all your
Yeah,
experience
I
there?
went when I started as a receptionist. I quickly wanted to learn more and got to do a loan opening. It was during the early refi boom, and so we were working 60-something hours a week, which was challenging. But at the same time, I learned a lot in a little bit of time from doing that. I mean, I remember there was days we got there at 3 a.m. or didn't leave till 12 when the computers kind of went down, and you had no choice but to leave.
What?
So it was long hours, but I was eating it up, and I was young enough still to do that without kids. So, your life flashes before you, but you can do it. And so went from that to, processing, managing a processing team, to learning how to underwrite, became a notary. I started purchasing properties because I could see other people doing it. I'd look at applications and see, what they did, what they made, what they were trying to do. And I decided, why can't I do that? And so then I started buying rental properties, and I was in a marriage for just about 16 years. And then unfortunately we had accumulated probably about 7 properties at the time. And then of course going through a divorce, you have to kind of like, just kidding, start all over. And so
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Whoops.
so not only that, it's then I
Gross,
had a
gross.
4 and an 8-year-old, so it felt very challenging, because now it's like go take on the world with both your hands tied behind your back. You have no help. You need to take care of these 2 kids, and unfortunately, I mean, if nothing else, I taught them work ethic. But I remember my daughter, one of the first times, Facebook was out there and whatnot, and she was probably early teens, and I all of a sudden see on Facebook that she's announced that it's really sad when you have to feel like you have to make an appointment with your own family member. Well, wasn't sure who she was talking about there. I guess I wasn't getting Mom of the Year award on that year, But I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I grew up, where it was normal to go to a thrift shop, and couldn't afford to go to prom. And I saw how hard my father worked and still didn't have, anything, but very much looked up to him. And so I got my work ethic from him. He worked a lot. And so took it on as a natural. It was just natural for me to do. So whether it's out of scarcity or mindset, it kept me working and trying to play mom and dad at the same time. And so I was one of those moms that all of a sudden you had a break for a minute, and I was the crazy mom that said, okay, gather up the kids on the street, or we're all getting in the car and we're going down to Magic Mountain, or wherever we were going to go. And everybody's looking at me like, are you sure you want to take 6 kids with you by yourself? And I'm like, let's do it, And so when you had those moments, you did it. But I definitely missed out on a lot that I wish I, like a lot of us do, I'm sure, with my girls. But they're both awesome.